इस वीडियो को हिंदी भाषा में देखने के लिए सेटिंग्स में जाकर हिंदी ऑडियो चुनें। Namaskar. Welcome to Simplify Your Space. It feels like Diwali just came and went in the blink of an eye. Festivals are filled with joy and excitement, but yes, they can be a bit tiring too. Right after Diwali, we took a short break and went out of Bengaluru for a couple of days for a small family vacation. Before leaving, I put away a lot of decorations, especially the floral ones and those around the entrance. However, there is still plenty left to put away. So I have dedicated today just for that. I will be taking down all the festive decorations, packing them properly and storing them safely. Many of the decorations like garlands, door hangings and rangoli pieces I have been reusing for years. If stored carefully, these can last for many years. I have already taken down everything and placed it on the dining table and in the foyer area. These artificial marigold garlands are incredibly versatile for festive decoration. I store them in a thick plastic bag or pillow cover as they are light and a lot of garlands fit easily in one bag. For the door hangings which have rings on top for hanging, I tie a thin rope or string through these rings to keep them together so they don't get tangled in storage. During Diwali, we love using beautiful string lights, but if not used properly, they can quickly become tangled. To keep them safe, I wrap them around pieces of cardboard, which helps prevent tangling. Empty kitchen rolls can also work well for this. The Diwali lights shaped like diyas or stars are a bit trickier to store as they tend to get tangled easily and can be frustrating to untangle later. Before storing these lights, I group the smaller and larger diyas and secure them into bundles with elastic bands. Then I slowly fold the main wire and tie it securely. Finally, I store the lights in a plastic or cloth bag to keep them safe and tangle-free. For the remaining decorations like torans, door hangings, lotus cutouts and small lotus hangings, I pack them in separate boxes. I repurpose old cardboard boxes, ice cream boxes and takeaway containers to keep them segregated. While packing, I also purge any items that are damaged or unusable, clearing them out immediately. Here I have some door hangings that I used around the temple area during Diwali. I have tied them together with a string. One pair has a bell shape at the bottom, so I'm using a tall box for storage to fit the hanging vertically without squishing the bell. I'm storing the remaining pom-pom hangings in the same box. As I go, I label each box for easy identification. For the floating flowers, I have repacked them in the boxes they originally came in. For the lotus flowers, I am using a round takeaway container. I also have quite a few leftover tea light candles. I am separating the damaged ones along with some half-burnt candles that are finished in the center but still have wax on the sides. I am storing these used candles in a separate box, and I will share in the video later what I plan to do with them. I have packed all the good candles together in one box. I have also gathered the MDF cutouts for Rangoli and packed them in a single box. As for the used diyas, I don't throw them away. They can be reused next year for a DIY project or in a Diwali decor video. I already have a designated box for these, so I will store them there. For the urlis, I am packing them together in a pillow cover to keep them dust free. This year I got a beautiful set of urli and tea light candle stand for Diwali. It's easy to dismantle for storage, so I'm packing it back into the same box it came in. I will also pack the tea light candle holders in a separate box and label it for easy identification. I also have some leftover LED candles. I will store the ones that are still working and remove those with dim or dead lights. To protect the golden polish on glass and metal trays, I always pack them separately in cloth bags. Now that everything is packed, I have a large box dedicated to Diwali decoration where I will store all the smaller boxes. This entire box along with other stuff will go up on the loft for storage. I also keep some temple items and brass decor in a cabinet in the dining area. The brass diya, puja thali and a few other items used for puja go back in the cabinet for easy access. Candle stands often have some wax that drips and sticks. To remove the wax from wooden and glass candle stands, never use a knife as it can scratch the surface. Instead, I pour a little hot water onto the wax to melt it. Then I quickly pour out the water and clean the stands with a scrubber. And just like that, the candle stands are spotless. During Diwali, we use pillar and jar candles which tend to develop what's called tunneling after burning for a while. This is when candle remains on the sides but the hollow tunnel forms in the center. My candles have become like this too. To fix them, take a piece of aluminium foil, fold it once and cover the top of the candle. Light the candle and gently lift the foil, turning the edges inward to form a dome shape. As the candle burns, the heat will increase inside, causing the wax on the sides to melt. Leave it like this for at least an hour. See, both jar candles have become completely flat. I press them slightly with my fingers, which is why their surface looks a little rough. The pillar candles have also been largely fixed, and I have left them as they are now to prevent them more melting on the sides. Now the slightly damaged and half burnt candles I have will be used to make new candles. I have broken these candles into small pieces so that the metal base and wicks can be separated. These metal bases can be used for making new candles. Some candles had wicks that were stuck inside, so I broke them and removed the wicks, which I will use in the new candles. To melt the wax, I will take a pan of water and place a smaller waste pan or bowl on top of it. Don't use new or daily used pan for this. This smaller pan will be used to melt the candles, working as a double boiler. The wax will melt slowly and evenly, maintaining the right consistency. Never melt candles directly over flame, as this can cause them to overheat, which is hazardous and can affect the quality of the wax. To make the wicks, I have taken a thick cotton thread, dipped it in the wax and removed it. After drying, it will harden. I have also cleaned the ceramic bowls that had some leftover red wax. Now I am placing a little wax to the wicks and sticking them in the center of the bowls so it does not move. I will then slowly pour the melted wax into the bowls, adding a few drops of rose essential oil for a pleasant fragrance. You can use any essential oil of your choice. I will leave this to set for a while. Now I am making a jar candle. I have already prepared the wick for this. I have trimmed it according to the height of the jar and attached a safety pin at the bottom to keep it in place. I have melted brown and white wax and transferred it into the jar. To keep the wick in place, I have used 2 wooden spoons for support. After a while, the candles have set perfectly. I have trimmed the wick of the jar candle as needed, and look how beautiful these candles turned out. These are new, lovely candles made from leftover candles. In the meanwhile, I also had festive clothes that needed to be sent for dry cleaning, and during this process, the dry cleaning service came to pick them up. After tidying up the kitchen and taking a short rest, I thought of making some healthy gond laddus, perfect for the winter season. During Diwali, we had a lot of dry nuts and fruits at home, so I thought it would be a great idea to use them for laddus. Although I have shown how to make these laddus before, I am making them again today. You can find the exact ingredients and measuring list in the description box. First, I dry roasted poppy seeds or khuskhus in a pan and set them aside. Similarly, I lightly roasted dry coconut powder on low flame and kept it aside as well. In the same pan, I added a little ghee and roasted almonds and cashews. You can also add seeds if you like. In the same ghee, I fried some makhanas and Babul Gum until it turned white and crispy. Once all the ingredients were roasted, I coarsely ground them. For this, I am using an electric chopper, but you can also use a mixer grinder. Just make sure to grind them coarsely. After grinding, I transferred the mixture to a bowl and mixed it well. Now in the same pan, I added a little ghee and roasted some besan. Once the besan is roasted, I added wheat flour according to my needs and roasted it well too. After roasting, I transferred it to a large plate. To bind everything together, I needed some more ghee and I added jaggery according to taste. I melted the jaggery until it formed a syrup. Now I added the coarsely ground ingredients into the roasted flour mixture and stirred well. To enhance the flavor, I also added little nutmeg and ginger powder, which gives the laddus a nice taste. After mixing all the ingredients well, I added the warm jaggery syrup to bind the mixture together. It is important to add the syrup while it is still warm, as it helps the laddus to hold shape easily. If the mixture cools down, it becomes difficult to shape the laddus. If the mixture cools down while making the laddus, you can add a little warm ghee or microwave the mixture for a few seconds to warm it up again. After shaping the laddus, let them cool for a while before covering them. And there you go, delicious and healthy laddus ready. Try making these laddus during the winter season. The hustle and bustle of festivals, decorations and delicious dishes all have their own unique charm, but it is true that this excitement only lasts for a few days. After some time, we start craving the calmness of regular life, the peaceful atmosphere and the simple home-cooked meals. Perhaps that's why festivals are meant to be short-lived, so we can enjoy them to the fullest and then return to our normal routine with a smile, eagerly awaiting the next year when we can once again celebrate these festivals with our loved ones. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will see you all next week. Until then, happy organizing from Simplify Your Space. Bye bye.